we're on a kayak trip. It's me and my boyfriend, and we are going down the Susquehanna. And it's like kayaking for dummies because they pull you up and drop you off at a spot, and you follow the current of the river down, and they pick you up with your kayak, and nothing could go wrong. So they drop us off, and the Susquehanna is slightly lower than normal. It's like a drought season. And so there's a very specific route that you're supposed to take as you go down this area of the Susquehanna. So you don't hit the shallow rocks, the shallow roots, whatever could mess up the underside of their precious kayaks. And so we follow this route down the river, and we go under the bridge the right way and over these rapids with minor issues. And we end up in this beautiful marsh area. It kind of cuts across the Susquehanna. It's right above City Island if you've been up there. And it's beautiful. There are birds everywhere, and you can look up and you can look around, and all these birds that you don't see in downtown York City. And it feels like a wonderful nature adventure. And we packed a lunch with us, and we think we'll find a place along this marsh area to stop for lunch. And we get a little closer to the marsh area, and it's actually very difficult to tell what is bird shit and what is the marsh muck. So where do you actually pull over to have lunch? But all of our problems were solved by the fact that as we said, oh, here's a good spot, it starts to thunder. And my boyfriend says, no problem, we'll just pull over under the cover and we'll wait for this thunderstorm to pass and we'll be safe, it'll be fine. Meanwhile, in my head, I hear the voice of God, my mother, from many summers spent at the lake of her yelling at my brother to not travel in the middle of the lake during a thunderstorm. Get out of the middle of the lake! So that's all I hear in my head is this mother's voice, get out of the middle of the lake. And we're maybe like a mile from the pickup point, like the end of our journey, and you can see it. And I said, we can make it, I can see it, no problem. We'll just paddle really fast and we'll beat the storm. And so get out of the middle of the lake means travel as close to shore as possible, which would be fine in a normal summer, but in a lowered Susquehanna, you're basically like scooting from rock to rock with like puddles in between the rocks. And so I start paddling the best that I can, and it's thundering, and then it's starting to like rain, and then it's this driving rain that like I'm wiping out of my eyes, and my boyfriend behind me with his glasses on is just like, can't see anything. And so I turn around, and he's like right behind me, so it's fine. I'm just like, we're like paddling the best we can. And then I turn around a little while later, and he's not as close behind me. So I did what any good girlfriend would do, which is save yourself. And I just paddled as fast as I could. And I thought, well, he'll make it. It'll be fine. Because all the time, it's just get out of the middle of the lake. So I get up to the boat launch where we're supposed to pull off. And it's this big cement slab that's made for boat trailers and things to back in their fishing boats or whatever. And so I get out of my kayak, and I step onto this cement slab covered in algae and hoist my kayak up and fall with all of my weight onto my kneecap and just and cursed just mildly, slightly, and pulled myself up and pulled my kayak out, and boyfriend is still out in the river, and I said, oh, he's making it, it's fine. And he comes in, and he makes it safe, we're good, we're both safe, that's fine. But he comes in, and I can tell that, like, we are not good. This is not going well. And he pulls up his kayak, and he says, I'm really mad at you. And I said, I shouldn't have left you. That was the wrong thing. And he said, you ditched me in the Susquehanna. And I said, you're right, and that was wrong. And I said, I fell down, and I really hurt my knee. And he looks at me, and his eyes narrow, and he says, all right.